And maybe it wasn't about the football coming home. Maybe it was about everyone being happy for a month in which the world has been an awful place for the last 18 months. So, it didn't come home in the end. England's 2020 tournament ended in a final loss on penalties. Let's discuss the match and the tournament as a whole, to be fair. Let's give our tournament rundown for England, shall we? But on a brighter note, if you guys are new around here and want to subscribe, we're trying to hit 1.5k subs. So you guys better get subscribing, leave a like on this video and comment your thoughts on the final and also England's performance in the tournament. We're going to do our full review of the Euro 2020, probably live on stream this Thursday. So that is the 15th of July. Link description below, our Twitch stream link is there. Do not miss it. 15th of July, we're going to do our whole tournament review, whole stream based on the Euros. So get following over there as well, and do not miss it when we go live on Thursday. But anyway, guys, subscribe, leave a like, comment on here, and we'll talk about England's performance in this video. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and like I say, we're discussing England's Euro 2020 performance. We'll start with the final, first of all, and then we'll move on to the tournament as a whole and what this means for the future, maybe even Qatar World Cup, how I think England might do there as an early impression, how the squad might even change, whether it will change or not. It's only 1 year away. Normally, there's a 2-year gap between these tournaments, but this year, of course, with COVID, there was 1 year gap, so it could change a lot of things for England's squad, or it could change nothing. But onto the game here, and of course, England lost on pens. If you didn't know that, you live under a rock. It didn't come home, but at the end of the day, there's nothing to say really. It didn't come home. We didn't win. I mean, the goal, was it a case of us scoring too early? Potentially here in football, the phrase scoring too early, and people often deny it or claim it doesn't exist. But I feel like with this game, it did. We scored second minute or third minute, and we kind of just soaked up pressure for the rest of the game and hoped they wouldn't score. We had a good 10-15 minutes at the start where we probably should have gone and got one or two more if possible. Italy looked a bit shaky at the start of the game. I think the lineup wasn't questionable. The lineup was fine. I wouldn't have played Mason Mount out right wing. I would not have played Mount right wing. You got Saka and Sancho that can play there very easily. I feel like if Foden was fit, I wouldn't have been shocked if Foden was playing right wing rather than Mount. It would have made more sense. But whether that would happen or not, I think Southgate just loves Mason Mount and had to try and fit him in, and he put him right wing. I don't really get why. I can say it over and over again. Strange decision, especially in hindsight, when Mount done nothing during that game. But Luke Shaw's finish, lovely half volley, only off the inside of the post and savable from the goalkeeper. Lovely cross from Trippier as well. Just attacked really well for the first 10-15. We were all over them. And I thought this could actually happen. This could genuinely happen, and everyone was playing well. Declan Rice was incredible. First half and the second half he was on, I'd say he was our best player of the match. Get to half time, 1-0 up, and you're thinking, okay, this is solid. Regroup at half time. Start again like we started the first half. Start attacking, get another goal, and then sit back again. Maybe we do that. Instead, we came out in the second half and just sat back instantly. Got pushed back and back and back and back. The goal was inevitably coming. The goal they scored, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest of goals. It was a near post knock-on. Verratti out-jumped Mason Mount somehow. A 5'1" child out-jumped Mason Mount. Don't get how it happened. Chiellini got the wrong side of Stones, and Pickford made an incredible save. It got it down to the post, and it just falls to Bonucci, and he taps it in to an open net. It's just how it is. It's one of those goals you see on FIFA Football Manager, and you think, why is the game coding this? And then you kind of think, okay, we're not going to be able to get back up to attacking now. You sit back for that long, especially in a final, and you're trying to attack again. It's not going to happen. We just sat back and back and back. So what do? Take off your best player in Declan Rice and bring on Jordan Henderson, who I can only describe his performance as a testimonial, really. He was awful. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not saying it was his fault for losing. I'm not going to beat around the bush. He was terrible. Jordan Henderson was absolutely atrocious. I'm not saying he shouldn't have come on, but he shouldn't have come on for Declan Rice for starters, and he shouldn't have played that badly. He was absolutely woeful that game. I'm not sure why he came on the way he did and how bad he played. He really disappointed me, actually. I think I was hoping for him to come on, not score a hat-trick, but at least make a positive improvement to the team. He was awful. I'm not going to speak more about Jordan Henderson than I need to. Mason Mount, for some reason, wasn't subbed either. I think the substitutions could go down as the worst in history. Obviously, the penalty misses from the players that came on. Henderson's sub was terrible. The subbing of Rice was terrible. Mount staying on for when he did wasn't the best idea in my opinion. I mean, Gareth Southgate has done well this tournament. Tactically, has done well. Changing formation when we need to. Subs have been spot on in previous games. Bring on Grealish at times when we needed to. But this game was a bit too far, I think, for the subs. I think it just wasn't the right choice. Wasn't the right choices. Wasn't the right moves. Penalty selection, we'll talk about in a second. But against extra time, and I think, okay, just hold on for extra time. We made a couple of subs. I think we brought on Grealish, didn't we, for extra time? Not entirely sure if that was extra time sub or not. But he came on, didn't he make a difference? We were kind of on that stage where we were already on the back foot. That Grealish isn't really useful when we haven't got the ball. So it's just a game of us holding on and holding on and holding on for pretty much, I'd say, 70 minutes of the 90 minutes. If you include extra time, 100 minutes of holding on for dear life, basically, in a final. It's only going one way, and that's a penalty shootout if you do not concede. Penalties come along, and I'm thinking Kane, Rashford's on the pitch, Sancho is subbed on, he must be good at pens. I'm thinking these three, okay, we've got three solid penalty takers here. Kane steps up, scores it. Maguire, unbelievable pen. We saved their penalty. We're in the driving seat. Rashford steps up, an awful run up. Like, I'm not saying the losses were these guys' faults, by the way. By no means am I saying the loss was these players' faults. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of the hate and racial stuff that is going on. It's been disgraceful. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. But it was an awful run up for the penalty. Sancho's penalty was also awful. Saka's penalty, a lot of pressure on him. Wasn't awful penalty though. There's just no denying it was a terrible penalty. I mean, the whole age factor, I don't buy the age factor. I think it's down to penalties aren't a lottery. No matter how many people say it is, it's not a lottery. It's a skill, it's a technique. It's thriving under pressure. It's being able to place a shot past the goalkeeper from 12 yards. It sounds simple, but it's not a lottery by any means. It's not a roulette. It's not luck. It's skill. It just is skill. If it was luck, then most players would have a 50% loss record. And Harry Kane scores most of his pens. Mark Noble scores most of his pens. Rashford scores most of his pens generally. Bruno Fernandes scores most of his pens. If it was a roulette or luck, it'd be a lot more missed records. The XG for pens would be a lot lower because it's a 50-50 swing. It's not a 50-50 swing at all. Pickford saves Jorginho's penalty. And I'm genuinely thinking, when Jorginho misses that penalty, I'm genuinely thinking, this is it. This is us winning the Euros. We've saved the penalty we was never going to save. This is our time. I was sat there. I could feel myself almost welling up. I was like, this is the moment I've been waiting for. We save it. Saka steps up. I'm thinking, all he's got to do is score it. And we're going to win in sudden death. I can feel it. And he misses, and I sit there and I think, that was the one chance. The Jorginho penalty was written in the stars, effectively. And it just wasn't enough. And, I mean, second place in the tournament, a massive achievement by all means. Didn't overachieve. I think we achieved what we probably could have done with that squad that we had. We had a great squad. I think a final is... It's not as if we bottled the final necessarily, because we did, but it was down to penalties. It was 2 kicks of a ball away from winning the Euros. It's not as if... You can say about the performance was bad in the game, but end of the day, we lost because the penalty shootout. It doesn't matter what happened in the game. We was in driving seat. We were in the driving seat of that penalty shootout. We were ahead, and we threw it away. That's how it simply was. You can talk about tactics and subs and changes, but it got us to the penalty shootout in which we were ahead. And we'll look back at this tournament, I think, as one of what ifs. We played every Euros, every World Cup until we win it. That one over 96 probably. But outside the game, get into a final after a year and a half that then the world, not even just this nation, the world has had. I don't know about other countries being locked down for as long as we have, I'm not sure. But this country's been locked down for probably, I'd say, a year. It's been the whole spell of 18 months, hasn't it? The COVID's been around for 18 months. Lockdown probably for a year of that. For a nation to have the happiness and the excitement and a month of literally forgetting about being in a historic event, that's what it is, has been incredible. The atmosphere in the whole country has been amazing. Everyone's been watching it. Like, even my nan was watching the Euros. My girlfriend's watched the Euros. People that don't even watch football have been enjoying the Euros. And that's what's been the best thing about it, I think. I think you look at this country and you think everyone has been happy for the last month. And after a year that everyone's had, it's good to have that. At the end of the day, you can say the football came secondary. In a way it did, to be fair. And that's what made it good. In a way, the football did come secondary to this tournament because it was an escape from everything that has happened. But I think the players can definitely hold their heads up high. Rather, I think everyone's really, really happy with the tournament. I don't think anyone's, apart from the racists, which we'll talk about in a second. We'll get onto that. Apart from the idiots, everyone can be very, very happy with this tournament. Reaching a final was probably beyond expectations. We knew the team was capable. Whether it was going to get there or not is a different question, down to tactics and down to who we faced in the group stages and the knockouts. We could have faced France, Spain, and Holland. We didn't. It's not an easy run to the final because those teams lost to the teams that we were facing. If Spain at the top of their group, they probably would have been instead of Sweden and probably would have beaten Ukraine. But Spain didn't top their group, so Ukraine were the stronger team in the tournament. That's how tournament football works on paper. You can only face who you're playing against. I mean, our team, Kyle Walker in team of the tournament, Maguire in team of the tournament, Sterling in team of the tournament. I think if we had won, Pickford would have been team of the tournament. Shaw would have been team of the tournament had we won as well. Maybe if Kane had scored in the final, he would have been. So we had a lot of ifs for team of the tournament. We had about 4 or 5 players that could have been team of the tournament, which is unheard of for England, to be fair. Maybe 1 if you're lucky, if we got a golden boot or something, which you normally get somebody in the team of the tournament. But yeah, then the game finished. We lost. I go inside. I know there's going to be racist abuse. I knew there was going to be. Everyone knew there's going to be. And that's the sad thing about it. I'm not going to delve into it too much because this isn't a political video. Obviously, what everyone in terms of racist abuse is doing is completely wrong, and there should be massive punishment. People should be found out. People should be sacked. People should be sentenced, to be fair. There should be a sentence for this. I think social media has a lot to answer for, but this isn't a video about social media and how irresponsible social media companies are and how they don't take the blame for anything and how they sit back behind their screens to allow people to sit back behind their screens, if you know what I mean. I think it's absolutely disgraceful what's happened. There's no beating around the bush. I think it was always going to happen. People knew that was going to happen because people in this country are backwards. People all over the world are backwards. It's not just an English issue, but that doesn't make up for it. It's not an excuse to say, well, it's not just England. I mean, every country is racist, effectively. It's not going to go away for years and years and years. What the solution is, I don't know. The nil situation was hopeful that it would work or make an impact. It has made an impact, but it's made the racists more racist at the same time because people are now frustrated that politics is in football, and that's, whether rightly or wrongly, it's gone good for one way. It's made the spectrum broader in a way. The racists are more racist than the people that were in the middle, and now massively anti-racist, which it should have been in the first place, but people have been swayed over to it because there's a lot of historical context with racism that I'm, as a white person, not clued up on. Let's be honest here. I'm not going to get into it because I don't have the place to talk about it really. But yeah, that came about, and then I was just thinking before the game, I was hoping that, you know, if we win this country will have a massive party for like a whole night. Everyone would be mental for a night. The streets would be chaotic for a good reason, and it kind of went the other way. And it's kind of put a dampener on the final, I would say. Not the tournament. Not a dampener on the tournament because we played very well. And like I say, everyone was happy for a month. And maybe it wasn't about the football coming home. Maybe it was about everyone being happy for a month in which the world has been an awful place for the last 18 months. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. If you are new around, like I say, leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment as well what your thoughts on the tournament. Don't forget, 15th of July, which is a Thursday, this Thursday coming up, we're going to do our Euro 2020 review on our Twitch channel. So get watching over there, guys, get following. And yeah, see you on there on Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all